of experience to Uxbridge. Wally Blacklock is an educator and co-owner of the North Durham Precision Learning Center, who work with children of all ages to allow them to gain academic and personal skills to help them to learn better and succeed in school. Joining us right now, Scott Campsell from Okami Kai Karate, and Wally Blacklock. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr.
Morning.
How's everybody doing from the time change?
We're all talking about it before we got on the air. We're all dragging.
Yeah, well, I hit the wall yesterday, and the wall hurts. I just want to say the wall hurts. Feeling a little bit better today. Listen, Wally, I wanted to talk to you about something because there are so many connections with sports and education. And I can remember when I was president of minor hockey in Uxbridge and talking to the coaching staff, and I said, basically, you guys are you're teachers. You're just teaching something different. In this case, it's a sport. And one of the underlying things was always, trying to create a feeling of confidence, because that's when people start to shine through and everything. And I thought, I'm wondering, when you approach a student that comes to you, is that your focus first off? Does this child have, some issues with school and everything? But is it start right from a confidence level? And is that something that you can see right away?
It does start with a confidence level in a way that what we try to do is take a kid to a point where they feel confident or where they are confident, and then we can work them forward, and we always make sure that they can see their progress. We don't always let them know what that level is. Like, maybe they're in grade 6 and they're only reading at a grade 3 or grade 4 level. They don't really know that we're using grade 3 or grade 4 material. We just use that. They're really good at it. We keep introducing new material, and they get a little bit better. But what's important is we let them see that they're improving every time they come in. Like, how many words a minute did they read better? And we make a big deal about making records and things like that.
How difficult is it knowing where that line is to go, hey, they're doing really well and the confidence is starting to build, and then, you're adding on and they hit a bit of a wall or a roadblock, and knowing when to not try to push through the roadblock, but maybe pull back again and then kind of reset?
Yeah, we'll if we see that, say maybe we've made too big of a jump in the curriculum, and say their word counts drop quite a bit from where they were before, then we kind of know that there was something in those past few lessons they didn't pick up. So we just go back and review it, and then kind of check those scores again. And if they come up, then we know that they've picked up those parts, and then we can move forward. We tried to chase curriculum in the past, and it almost never works because there's too many gaps in their knowledge from before. So, I guess relating it to karate, it's sort of like the kids that I get, they've been given a certain belt level, maybe at a dojo that's, didn't pay that much attention to those things or just gave belts away, but they were missing things. So maybe they need a few private lessons. They just relearn those basics, and then it kind of brings it up to the belt they're supposed to be at.
Right, and I'm sure that is something that you see often, Scott.
Yeah, our curriculum is really diverse. So I find that more times, and it's a good thing on our end, that we'll have students that come in from other karate schools, and we got to do pretty much what Wally's saying, like pull them back a little bit and get them to review and regroup, and then they slowly start coming back into our curriculum as well. But I find confidence comes from achievement. And the more that you can expose a child to what they can do, the more confident they get. And I even forget, but kids, adults too. Like with me, I remember my first karate class, and the instructor went to me and said, "Okay, I want you to do a front roll, which is sort of like a modified somersault." And at that point, I was early 20s. So when was the last time I had done a somersault? I remember looking at him going, "This body doesn't roll." Like I didn't say that, but I just remember thinking, "No, I'm not going to do it." And when he showed me how to do it, and I did it, I think that was the starting point for me where I went, oh, this stuff totally isn't out of my reach. Like I actually do have some kind of ability to be able to do this. And I think Wally's hitting the nail right on the head when he said, start dialing it back a little bit, build up some confidence and start revving through the obstacle.
Now, we all know that at times, parents are looking for the best for their kids. But Wally, what kind of struggle do you have, or are parents asking, or are you revealing that you mentioned, say, someone's in grade 6 level and they're reading at grade 3 level to build them up again? Do you have any issues in a parent going, well, that's embarrassing for my child. We can't be doing that. Make sure that they're reading at least grade 5 or grade 6.
Yeah, a lot of parents that are coming in, a lot lately, they're very aware when we do our testing and we see kind of what levels their kids are operating at. Very rarely are the parents surprised. They're pretty engaged in their kids' learning now. Like their heads aren't in the sand at all, and I mean that's why they're coming to us in the first place. But I really think that confidence in the kids, it starts coming back just from the fact that they're getting some extra help. So now they kind of feel special because they've got a tutor, or they're getting some extra help that way. But I try to show them how now they're doing their work a little bit faster, that some more complex concepts that they're being confronted with is getting a little easier to take up, and that maybe a homework, it isn't an hour and a half ordeal every night. Now they're finishing things up in about half an hour or 45 minutes, and they can't believe it, and they've got a little bit of extra time at the end of the day.
Is there still a stigma associated with getting a tutor? I remember in high school, and I struggled in math, and that thought of you really should get a tutor, and that feeling in the pit of the stomach as a high school student going, oh, I'm failing. Like I'm not doing well enough, and I need a tutor. And there was definitely a stigma that was attached to that.
I'm going to interrupt Wally because my stepdaughter just started with him, and just before she went, she did not want to go. And this was, she was basically saying to her mom she was stupid. She didn't know how to do the math, and she was feeling really down on herself. And Jennifer went and took her over to Wally, and I swear the first class after she got back, she was so happy and thrilled, and it was like a total flip. And so maybe there is a stigma, but what a difference.
Yeah, Wally, if you could talk about that, and is that something that people are breaking through to understand that there's, the reason you're doing it is to create that confidence?
Yeah, and we try to show kids right away. I think they don't know what to expect when they come in. In fact, what may be in their head is that they're just getting a doubling up of what they're experiencing in school, which is they're just going to keep flogging the same things that they don't understand, and they feel like they're never going to get it. And then they find out that we're going to something that happened before that, and something that's easier for them in some ways, but it's not easier because they didn't pick it up in the first place. So, I mean, if they're, having trouble with some algebra or using formulas, and it's because they didn't pick up how to use fractions, and suddenly they come in and they see, oh, we're doing fractions. We're not doing that thing that's impossible for me right now. And then all of a sudden, that thing that was impossible, they start doing it at school, and it's easier, and they're doing it faster. Because, I mean, even kids, they can know how to do something, but maybe it takes them half an hour to do a question that has borrowing and carrying when really it should only take 30 seconds. And all of a sudden now they're doing it in 30 seconds. They got way more time to pick up the new stuff in school, and they're not having anxiety about the stuff that had come before.
I just want to wrap up. What's it like sitting there and watching a student and you see that light bulb moment where click, everything comes together?
Well, I won't be ashamed to say that there have been moments that my eyes have actually started to water when you see a kid that is just so thrilled with themselves, and they can hardly wait to tell their parents that it was the first day that they read 200 words a minute or 100 words a minute, and we made a big deal out of it. It's very rewarding.
If someone is interested in contacting you, Wally, how can they do that?
They can always call 905-852-0527. They can shoot an email to northdurhamplc@gmail.com, and I'm usually pretty quick about replying.
And I guess we'll wrap things up. You guys celebrating St. Paddy's Day at all?
Oh, I got to get to Dollarama.
You and everybody else. It's nice to know some things don't change. Well, listen, guys, we want to thank you very much for talking to us. Scott, we'll talk again next Wednesday. And Wally, have yourself a good week.
Absolutely.
You too.
And you have a good week as well, Scott. Not that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You should have a good week as well. And good luck at Dollarama if there's anything left. Take care, guys.
Getting there first. I'm going there first.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a race to it right now. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
That's Wally Blacklock from North Durham Precision Learning Center and Scott Capsule from Okami Kai. All part of Wellness Wednesday.